Here are 5 dirty tricks cops use during DUI stops. I'm John Cannon, and today we're tackling a situation that many people dread: getting pulled over on suspicion of DUI. Getting pulled over in itself is a nerve-wracking experience, and you might feel anxious and unsure of what to do next. The most important thing to remember is that the fight isn't on the side of the road. It's in court with your attorney. What happens during that roadside encounter can significantly impact your case and your future. I'm here to break down 5 critical things that officers look for during DUI stops and how you can protect yourself while you're on the side of the road. Number 1, don't talk too much. This might sound obvious, but the more you chat with an officer, the more opportunities you give them to find reasons to suspect you've been drinking. Be polite. Hand over your license and insurance, but keep your answers short and directly to the point. Remember, you have the right to remain silent. It's often best to exercise that right to avoid giving the officer more ammunition. Number 2, know what officers are looking for. Cops are trained to spot signs of intoxication. Here are some of those common signs that officers use to identify intoxicated drivers. 1, physical signs. These include slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, unsteady balance, the smell of alcohol. It's important to note that these can also be caused by fatigue, allergies, or medical conditions. The officer will likely check them off on a form. Number 2, mental signs. Confusion, trouble finding your ID, not following instructions. Again, these can have innocent explanations, especially under the stress of being pulled over by a police officer with lights and sirens. Anxiety can make anyone seem a little bit out of sorts. Number 3, field sobriety test. Think very carefully before agreeing to participate. While the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has established standard batteries of these tests, it's important to understand that they are not foolproof and not mandatory in many places. Even completely sober people can fail these tests due to facts like nervousness, fatigue, or underlying medical conditions. You have the right to refuse to take field sobriety tests in most states. However, if you do refuse, the officer may interpret that as a sign of guilt and use it as grounds for an arrest. This is where your defense attorney comes in. A legal team can challenge the validity of your refusal in court, arguing it was based on unreliable or unfair testing procedures. Number 4, breath and blood tests. Portable breath tests are mandated tests often used in preliminary testing, and while they can indicate impairment, their results are typically not admissible in court. With that being said, it's wise to decline them if offered. Now, if you're taken to the station, you'll likely be asked to submit to a more reliable breath or blood test. Refusing these can lead to penalties, including a possible license suspension under Oklahoma's implied consent law. If you refuse a breath or blood test, officers may seek a warrant for a blood draw, especially if they believe they have probable cause for a DUI arrest. This is where having a knowledgeable DUI defense attorney is invaluable. An attorney can challenge how the blood draw was conducted and argue the timing of the test, especially if there's a significant delay between the time of driving and when the test was administered. This delay can greatly affect the accuracy of the BAC or blood alcohol results. Lastly, number 5, the arrest decision up to the officer. Don't argue or become belligerent during the encounter. Everything you say could be used against you in court later. So be polite, but be firm. If you're arrested, don't panic. Your fight for justice begins with a simple call to our team at Cannon Associates. Remember, shut up and lawyer up when you're on the side of the roads. Here at Cannon Associates, we have an outstanding record of the best possible outcomes for clients and fight for every type of DUI defense in the state of Oklahoma. You have rights, and your attorney can fight to protect them. If you have additional questions, drop in the comments below or let us know by visiting our website or call for information from our office. And remember, drive safe and don't talk to the cops.